Having a permanent or long-term disability can affect your life in multiple ways: physically, financially, and emotionally. The government has programs designed to help people who are permanently disabled, but the rules and regulations about these programs are complicated and complex. Today, we're going to walk you through the 5-step sequential process in the Social Security disability evaluation process. Imagine there are 5 locked doors between you and your benefit check, and you have to get through each and every locked door before you can get your hands on that benefit check. We'll be talking about each door you must pass through today. The first door is the question, are you working? Think of this. The definition of disability is, are you out of work? Are you expected to be out of work for more than 12 continuous months? The question of disability circles around, can you work? So really, if you are working and if you're earning a certain dollar amount, by definition, you're not disabled. You cannot get through that first door. But if you can get through that first door, your case is then sent to a place called Disability Determination Services, where it is assigned to a disability examiner and a team of doctors. The second door is the question whether your condition is severe. Now, a broken arm or a broken leg is severe in the moment, but it's not something that normally takes more than 12 months to heal or to mend. What we're talking about in this context is an impairment or an illness that is so severe it's going to affect your ability to sit, stand, walk, bend, lift, carry, do work activities for more than 12 continuous months. The third door is what's called the listings. Does your impairment meet or equal a listing? And the easiest way to understand what a listed impairment is, when they were writing the Social Security disability laws, imagine they put a bunch of different kind of doctors in an auditorium, psychologists, neurologists, rheumatologists, what have you. And they asked each of those doctors, what is the most disabling thing that happens in your field? And the doctors wrote down those diagnoses, and then they wrote down the elements or what goes into making that diagnosis, what must be present. If your impairment has all of those elements, then you've met or equaled a listing, and you can actually win your case at that level. But most people cannot. There's usually something missing or something that's just not quite right. So most people then proceed on to that fourth door. The fourth door is the question, can you do the kind of work, the jobs that you did before, or the term past work? Can you do your past work? Past work has a pretty tight definition. It's not everything you did. It has to be within the 15-year time period of when you stopped working or when you became disabled. Take that as your baseline, go back 15 years, we're looking at those jobs. And not just that, those jobs have to have lasted a certain amount of time. Can't be something you did as a temp for a week or two or 1 month. It has to be something you did long enough to learn how to do the job. And you have to have earned enough in that job for it to be considered past work. Past work has a specific legal definition. So the question is, can you still do that? So say, for example, you were an auto mechanic for 30 years. The question is, does your impairment make it so that you can no longer do auto mechanic work? Maybe you can't lift that much. Maybe you can't carry that much. Maybe you can't get under the vehicle. So then, if the answer is no, you can't do your past work, we move on to that fifth and final door. The fifth door is a very big question. It's a question that trips up a lot of cases. That fifth door is there anything you can do? And that's a pretty big question. So using our example that we just used, say you can no longer work as an auto mechanic. The question becomes, can you work in a fast food restaurant? Can you wrap silverware and napkins? Can you work as a receptionist? Is there anything you can do? And even more, is there anything you can do in the national economy? Doesn't have to be right where you live, doesn't even have to be in the state where you live. The question is, are there jobs in the national economy, all 50 states? Is there anything you can do in this country? At James Scott Farron, we understand how confusing and complicated this process can be. We understand how frustrating it can be to receive a denial if you've tried it on your own. Just know that we're here. We have the know-how, we have the technology, we have the skills. I'm a board-certified specialist in Social Security disability law. This is something we can handle for you. This is something we can take off your plate so that you can focus on your health and your family. Give us a call. We're here to help.